Hello, my MSM Gamer 11 fans. Um, Today's video is a special video because I'm going to be entering the weekly Magical March contest thing going around. Um, uh, so yeah, I'm doing this a wee bit differently than most others because, to my understanding, I'm supposed to like talk about what I like about MSM. But not only will I do that, but I will also show kind of like tell my history on how I like got into MSM. So for starters, my mind blanked. So for starters, I remember I was laying down on my in my room on my bed, and I was scrolling through the app store trying to find a fun new game to play. This was back in October 2023. It was the exact day that Ethereal Workshop released. Coincidentally, no idea how that ended up happening. But I seen My Sea Monsters, and I looked at it, and I was like, I remember seeing this game when I was a kid. I always thought it was a little weird. And then, like, one of my favorite animated animation YouTubers, Game Tunes, like recently made like Wallbox things, and I was like, I have no idea what the heck this is, but I thought the Wallbox was cool, and then there was this weird purple bird and all, but so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this game out. So, you start on Planet Island, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I got enough coins, I bought Cold Island, and I was like, are you serious? I have to start all of my progress over? Like, I just got these dudes. Why are they not in the collection? Because, like, I just started. Like, I knew, like, absolutely nothing. And then I would maybe log on maybe, like, once every 3 or 4 days. Not that much. But I do remember it was during Spooktacle. I believe once all rares and epics were available. So I didn't really understand the fact that like if you bred a cold like mammoth and potbelly, you would get furcorn because it would be cold and plant. So I always did like I would breed like flog toe jammer, like just hoping to get something differently. So I did it, and it was like over a day wait, and I was like, why is this so long? Like, this game's crazy. Like, I still don't even understand this. It ended up being a rare Emperor. Like, I didn't even know what the heck an Emperor was. I was like, oh, cool, this must be like the big final boss thing on this island or whatever. I remember I liked it so much that I saved up my diamonds to permanently bigify it. Uh, which I would soon make the mistake after like many months later, placing down a rare Wallbox and boxing him, being the very first rare I ever got. Anyhow, back to the story. So I bred him, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And I got the recording studio, but I didn't really know how it worked. So I recorded it, but like I didn't do anything, because I didn't know what the whole point of the recording studio was for. So I was always like confused on why after that my Emperor like roared, but you didn't hear anything. He sung, but no music came out. That was honestly like that for maybe a month or two before I realized, oh, if I just delete this, like clear the recording studio, he it'll be back to normal. That was also after I got a common Embrat because I thought just like the rare Embrat was glitched for me. Sorry for the lighting, guys, but like I'm in my closet. It was the cleanest place in my house to like really record this. Anyhow, so now it's about. I do remember I would go through random islands. I was like, oh, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. And I always stumbled across the Ethereal Workshop. And I always looked at it, I was like, this is very, very weird. Because all of these other islands have like 50 monsters. This island only has 5. Keep in mind, this is like November, like before Feastember and all that. So there was no wave 2, 3, 4, so on or so forth. So I do remember I ended up like really listening to Ethereal Workshop. I started to understand how it was into this island, and I really kind of like I had this weird connection with it. I mean, the day I started playing this game was the day this island released. Anyhow, so around Christmas time, I remember I was watching the Festival of EA Monster Handler short. Now, and like, of course, I didn't really understand the whole points of rares, epics, what's a rare, what's an epic. And obviously, at this time, I haven't even gotten Firehaven yet, or I might have. I think this was the time where I got all the way up to like Fire Oasis, and I was stuck because I never had enough to upgrade my castle, and all I had was Mammoth, Tweedle, and a Pango. Again, me not still not knowing the whole like breeding situation, so I kept breeding like Pango, Tweedle, hoping to get something. I never did. And even the same thing with the magical islands. I might have had all the like the four magical islands at the time. But I remember watching the Monster Island short and I seen, Rare Scargo. I was like, oh, why are they featuring this? This thing's already out. And I seen Epic Bellafish. I was like, why are they featuring this? It's already out. Same thing with Rare Monculus. And then I never really, I think I exited out before the whole Workshop Wave 2 tease. But keep in mind, like, at this time, I was in love with Workshop. So I remember I was watching the live stream, and then the like content update live stream, and they mentioned, oh, and Ethereal Workshop Wave 2 is officially out. I'm like, what? This just came out of nowhere. So I opened my game, and I was like, oh my gosh, it actually is. There's more. And then I remember like looking at them because like I instantly pulled up MPG's full song like before I even like subscribed to him or knew who the heck an MPG was or who he was. Oh, funny. Yeah, very funny. Anyhow, so I was watching it. I was like, Flask, it's mid. I mean, it's cool. Probably my favorite out of the three. Whale, I don't know what to say is. Uh, Nightmare, knockoff Freddy Fazbear. I don't really like horror. Like no, I can't say I don't really like horror because I like Poppy Playtime and Gart and Bam Bam, but I don't really like FNAF. So I was like, this is stupid. He doesn't even add that much to the song. It's just yo yo yo. So I didn't really like it. Uh, but I did really enjoy that, and I remember I just kept listening to the new song Wave 2 on repeat, heading to my youth group. And then I remember, it was about January, and I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna draw Meepkin. So I drew Meepkin. I was like, this is really good. So I laminated it. Hold up, guys. So I ended up, again, I was like, I'm gonna draw Meepkin. Which is actually this Meepkin right here. It was so good that I just laminated it. Like, I'm not really that good of a drawer. So for me to be able to draw something this good, I was like, heck yeah. And I still had time before I had to leave and go to my youth group again. This was like, again, January. It's not whenever Wave 2 released. Then I drew Blair, and then I attempted to draw Ogler. Wasn't that good. So that weekend, when I was at home, I ended up making this Yorick, um, Gadzooks, and Flask, which right here. Which only really left to the final three being Whale, Ogler, and Nightbear, which I all did like the next Wednesday. Of course, Nightbear, Whale, and Ogler. Well, then, I remember I was in my fourth period class in 8th grade, because I'm in ninth grade now, and I was watching the Season of Love, so now we're in February, and I remember I was so excited for Vengeance and Piplash, and then Vengeance, I was like, mid. I mean, what did I expect? And then Piplash, I didn't really like him. Again, for the same reasons as Nightbear. Um, and I also drew these in my fourth period class. Um, and then I remember I was so excited because it was about the time whenever I started drawing these, is whenever I actually unlocked it in game. So I got Whale, and then as soon as Whale would hatch, Wave 3 came out, and Whale is the last one I needed. So I did that. Vengeance was a pain in the butt to get, by the way. Like, please make them easier, especially for Mega Highlight. Anyhow, so I was expecting, like, Wave 4 was going to come out soon, which it ended up coming out, like, so much later. But again, the same day, I ended up drawing Zert, who is now my least favorite, Belching Shrek, and then Pentumbra. I didn't really like Mintumber that much. I kind of love him now. And then we had Wave 5, which had Teeter Totter and Bismuth. Wave 6, oogity boogity. But I actually kind of predicted him, not really like the sounds or anything, but I like going based off of teasers, with like the humbug 50% off and the little goop, and then even like the yeah costume. And I was texting my friend, and I was like, dude, we're going to be getting the poison quad. And he was like, I don't think so. It hasn't been, like the certain amount of time that it is between other waves. And it's probably just teasing like something that was just like poison and then the costume for yeah. And then after I watched the summer song trailer, I like texted him in all caps. I was like, "Booyah! Told you we were getting it." And he just started laughing. Anyhow, and then we had but like Workshop was really like special to me because like not only is it like a really good song, but like heck, I started the same day that island released. Um, which all that with the workshop and all ends up kind of. I will say one thing that I forgot to mention earlier. Again, I only logged on like once every other like 3 days, but maybe starting like January, from like then all the way up until now, I think I missed like one daily login, and that was only because like I like thought because I logged in one morning and I couldn't remember if it was during all that or not, which ended up leading to the point where I was like, eh. But I had enough diamonds to speed it up anyhow. Um, I also remember bringing my first epic back in the Festival of Yay, like just breeding nonsense. Like, like if it wasn't for MSM, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Well, duh, but like this channel wouldn't exist. So I do really like it, and for a lot of reasons, and it's probably why it's my favorite game. So yeah, uh, peace out, subscribe. But like I haven't not peace out yet because like I like this game so much that I'm actually making a musical movie for the game. I'm still missing a lot of people. Like I think there's only maybe like 12 more people I need to voice characters. Like the script's all done. It will not be animated as originally promised because the animator basically kind of gave up. Don't show him hate. He's a good friend of mine. But yeah, uh, this is it. Now it's the real. Peace out. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I know I'm not usually the type of guy to do that, but I mean, I'm just saying if I can. All right, peace.